gonna be kind of a quick episode. Um, Today is Mother's Day, coincidentally. So we're gonna talk a little bit about our mothers today. All of us have a mother, I think, somewhere,
Ethan,
probably.
Ethan got a mom.
Yeah, I do.
Ethan is an orphan, so
Yeah.
But born to be an orphan, forced to be an only child. So
but yeah. Um, so to kick off Mother's Day, let's go ahead. Let's do a round of introductions. Actually, that'll be fun. Let's introduce our mothers. So my mother is Chris Leanne. That's her name, Chris Leanne, and she is she's not with my dad. But I lived with her primarily for the majority of my adolescence. So there's that. Angel, what's your mother's name?
Mhm. My mother's name is Maria. She lives still with my father, and I mean, yeah.
Kendall, do you have a mom?
Fair enough. Yeah. Her name's Odyssey, like the book. Spell like the book. It's pretty neat. Kind
you're
of,
actually lying.
yeah, like the book. My grandpa was a big fan of Odyssey by Homer, so
Wow.
she named my mom.
That's actually after a book. I can get down with that. It's pretty neat.
Yeah. I lived with her most of my life. Both of us from the same place, Chicago. We've moved out. We moved down here when I turned 2 to live with my stepdad. We've been that way for about well 19 years, pretty much.
Damn.
Ethan, what's your mother's name? What's she doing? She with your dad? She not with your dad? What's going on there?
You have a dad?
Do you have a dad? Actually,
Yeah.
fuck your dad. We're not. It's Mother's Day. We don't care about Dad's Day.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I have a mom. Her name's Jennifer, or Jennifer. Most people call her Jen.
This is so weird.
And my mom and my dad were together for like most of my childhood. They split up when I was like 10. And then I stayed with my mom and my stepdad. But like my dad always lived close, so even when I moved, like my dad was always close, so I'd go see him. But yeah, I mainly stayed with my mom and my stepdad for up until like I graduated. Her and my grandma, but
Nice.
yeah, she's with my stepdad.
Nice. So just some family background going on. My mother, I'm the oldest of 3 kids. So my mother has 3 children. Angel, how many children does your mother have?
He has 2 that I know of, me and my little brother.
Kendall, how many children does your mother have?
Same as you, 3. I'm the oldest.
Ethan?
She has, well, including me. Yeah, including me, she has 2.
2. Nice. Pretty solid. Pretty solid numbers there. Pretty solid. I just want to go around and kind of talk about, them today. So we're talking strictly about them. I wanted to get the whole point of Mother's Day, for anyone who's not in the country, the whole point of Mother's Day here, I don't know, do other countries have Mother's Day?
I'm sure that's some sort of Wednesday.
Mexico has Mother's Day every 10th of the month, of this month. What is it?
Yeah, that's
May.
what everybody was posting theirs yesterday. Yeah.
May 10th, yeah.
Cinco de Mayo.
That's all right.
Yeah, so it's just about appreciating them and the things that they do for us or have done for us, So if I had to let's pull out one thing that comes to mind that they've done for us when we think about that. So like for me, something that I never appreciated growing up that I appreciate a lot now is, in my mom's own little, like, weird way, I used to think she was very overbearing and overprotective. You know, now I see that she was right in doing so. You know, like I would like be friends with a lot of people and she would tell me that they were bad for me and I wouldn't listen and then they were, you know, stuff like that. So she did a lot of that for me, a lot of looking out for me socially. And I never appreciated that before and I do now. So things like that, Angel.
I think for me was, and it's funny because it like kind of flipped around recently. Was growing up, the older I got, the more freedoms she gave me, and it would be, you know, a lot of freedoms that kids wouldn't have. I'd be like, I can walk to the corner store, and it'd be like, my mom wouldn't let me go to the corner store by myself whatsoever, not even with my cousins, you know. And because of that freedom, I learned how to control myself, you know. So now that I'm 21, I'm not as wild as other 21-year-olds are, or as shut in as some 21-year-olds are, you know. I feel like I'm a decent balance. I have a lot of growing to do, but I feel very balanced.
Nice.
Nice. Kendall?
For me, mom, one of the bigger things that mom taught me, gave me like, I'm not sure if it's skill or whatever, but the ability to like appreciate the smaller things in life. You know, as a kid, I was like a spoiled, I was a spoiled fucking brat as a kid. You know, and if I didn't get the things I want, I get like a whole hissy fit. But mom sat me down, and was like, "Hey, you might not have things you want now, but there may things around you that are still good too. Just slow down, look at those things, and it's probably all right. No, just yeah."
Nice. Nice. Ethan?
I think my mom did a really good job at showing me how to always kind of display like kindness, like to people randomly, like always never knowing how someone is off rip, how they're doing, or like what they might be going through. Just kind of always try to have like display like random kindness to everybody. Like if you see somebody like anybody you encounter, like a worker or anything like that, or just random people, like if you have an encounter with someone, always just be like, oh, like make sure like yes ma'am, or like if it's older folks, just like always just being kind and like giving that energy out of like, you know, when and somebody may not be having a good day, but it's like you don't have to be over persistent with it. Just try to, you know, like you never know, that could brighten somebody's day just because they might have been having a terrible day, and just having a normal human interaction kind of, that specifically I feel like she knew puts like that goodness in some people who, like I said, are going through, like might be going through a rough day. So just little shit like that, like always like being kind. And even it was tough for her because she she's, to say the least, like very emotional. Like she's always like very emotional, mood swings, like borderline BPD. So it's like there'll be times where she'll just like be like you would say she's rude out of nowhere or something like that, but she would always try her hardest at least to kind of try to be nice, or just like, you know, you go up to her and ask her something, like she don't respond, like trying not to respond bitchy. She's like, oh well, like what'd you say, what's that, I didn't hear you, my bad, like just shit like that. Just trying to be kind, even though like I said, sometimes she would be like have those moods where she's really angry, but I feel like she still went out of her way to try to show me to do it more of like, I know I do this, but you need to, you know, go do your best to do this, even though I do this sometimes.
Right. Like, just have a different perspective about people. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know, how would y'all describe y'all's mothers? If you had to pick one word. Mine would probably be persistent, probably.
Persistent.
My mother is very persistent. She's very on top of it. She's very, you know, everything needs to be done a certain way. She's very, you know, and she passed that down to me in a lot of ways that I go on and on and on about. But it's why I handle my business the way that I do. I hate to say it, but I handle my business exactly like she does. but she gets her shit done for sure. Angel, if you could describe your mother in one word.
I don't
Be
think
nice.
I can.
You and me.
I don't think I can.
Why not?
In one word?
One word. If you had to pick a word, her main personality trait. It could be good or bad. We're about being honest here.
It's honestly confusing. My mom is a very confusing person.
She is
So confusing. That's your word.
confusing. Kendall, what's your word?
Hmm. I would say positive, I guess.
Positive?
Yeah, she was always the one that's like whenever I was having a bad day, she would all be the ones to like try to cheer me up and everything. Try to see the bright sides of things, Tries to make me stop thinking about like things like if I was getting bullied, she'll like go get take me out for ice cream or something like that. Try to make me just try to do anything to make me feel better. She's really a pretty positive person.
Okay. Ethan, what's one word?
Cheeseburger.
Now's not the time for fat jokes, Nick. I'm not happening. I'd say outgoing, and I say outgoing because just little shit like I ain't gonna lie. My mom always like is very reaffirming and very like constantly every day. I could genuinely say every day, every morning, almost every night. Like she texts me, "Hey, love you. Hope you have a good day." Just little shit like that. That I feel like a piece of shit sometimes because I look at it like, damn, like why you text me so much? But I know like if I stopped getting those one day, I ain't gonna lie, that shit would probably break me. So like
Yeah, you're start getting
I
worried if something
like
happens.
I like the fact that that's what I'm saying. She's constantly like, or always like, I remember I'd be younger, just like shit like, oh, like if she thought someone was messing with me or just little shit like, and not like, oh, just bluffing. No, like she literally would say, I will go to the fucking school. Like, who the fuck? Like, she's like always asking, like, hey, are you okay? Like, is there something wrong with you? Like, are you good? Like, or if I look sad in the moment, like, not just asking me randomly, but like she'll look at me and then she'll go, hey, you okay? Just little shit like that. And I always used to brush her off, like, yes, I'm fine. This, and that. And I always would kind of know because she would ask me and I wasn't fine. I was terrible. But like, I just didn't really want to, just didn't want to bug her with it. That's how I felt. I don't want to burden her with it. So I was like, it's whatever. But she would always know. I swear to God, she would always know. And I felt like
Yeah,
I always
moms always
kind
know.
of, I feel like exactly. So I kind of felt like I always appreciated that the constant like reaffirmation or the constant like, and it sometimes I'm not gonna say it felt fake. Sometimes it just felt repetitive, but nonetheless, it never felt fake. Like I knew when she told me she loved me, I knew she meant it. Or at least in my heart, I felt. Man, I'm not saying like I know for sure. I'm just saying like, I felt like it was meant, like it was meaningful. So I would say outgoing, just because she like, and when she could, she would definitely go out of her way to just do whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like if I wanted something, like can I get this toy? Yeah, sure. Like let's go get it. It's not too expensive. Sure, let's go get it. And just shit like that.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Nice. Yeah. I feel like we've got a lot of positive stuff going on right now. What is something that your mother has done that affects your life in a negative way?
Negative way.
They're not, yeah. Mothers are not perfect people. They may have done something that pissed you off that one time, or maybe it's just something that maybe they didn't go about it the best way, things like that. Like my mother always wanted me to take care of myself physically, and like that caused a lot of like internal issues like with myself. You know what I mean? Like self-esteem issues and stuff that she realized later on she didn't go about in the best way. Because some of us are like the oldest. Oh, I think all of us are the oldest, are we not? Of all of our siblings?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh,
Yeah.
So we are what my mother likes to call the pancake kids. You know, you make that first pancake, it comes out a little burnt.
I like pancakes.
Every time you make pancakes, that first pancake comes out burnt. You know, so my mother likes to call the oldest kid pancake kids. So since we're pancake kids, my mother didn't always get everything right the first time. So what's something that she was learning how to do that she fucked up with you guys that she probably fixed later? Because it's probably that one thing. Kendall.
I'm sorry. I thought
No.
your camera froze, so I thought you were done talking.
No. But noises to a minimum, like I asked earlier. Okay. But yeah, it could be stuff that they fix later on, you know, with like our siblings. We all have that one thing that they would be very like a certain way with us that they change later on. What's that one thing that they fucked up with you guys? I feel like switching up the order. Ethan?
Definitely. One thing I would say and point out, because it really is affecting me still to this day, is I don't like, and this isn't like her whole entire personality, but how much she lies. Like, just she's like really bad pathological liar, and just about like pointless shit, and like she did like just like random shit. Like I remember one time I saw this thing, and I was like, hey, I forget what it was. I was like, hey, can you get that for me? She was like, yeah, sure. She told me she ordered it like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, is it coming in yet? She's like, oh no, not yet. Another week goes by. I'm like, oh, is it coming in? She's like, oh no, something's wrong. I don't really know what's up with it. And I'm like, a couple of days later, she's like, yeah, I never ordered it. I just didn't want to tell you. Okay. And I was like, just look like this like that. So little shit like that, and eventually so much about like what people would say about what certain situations. It just was so many. You never knew what was going to be lied about. So then, like eventually, I unconsciously started picking that up, just like just literally just lying about literally anything and on the spot too, just because like why not? Like, and I wasn't like thinking of it. Like it was just my like almost like an instinct. Like I literally was just like I would think a second, but I wouldn't really think like, no, should I really just lie about this for no reason? Like, am I about to spend the whole story for what?
Right.
I would definitely say just that, because like lying about shit is just even, and especially as an adult, like what the fuck? Like, what's the point?
Yeah. Kendall?
I'd say one big thing I can think of is like being a bit too protective, you know? Like, of course, protect your kids. Like, you don't want to see like you only see like I don't know like a dead body or something like that out on the street. But there's definitely a limit to like how protective you can be, because if you're too protective, then that can just eventually hurt them more later on down the line. Because like, say for instance, if someone passes away, like you don't really like prepare them, you know. You don't really prepare them like to deal with that. 'Cause you never talk about it, you never bring it up. Like death is like a taboo thing. You never bring it up, you know. And it's definitely something she like lessened on with my brother and sisters. Like she learned how to be not let them be their own person. You know?
Mm-hmm. Angel?
So as good of a thing as it was that my mom gave me freedoms, in the beginning I had absolutely no freedom. My mom was very strict with me. It was borderline abuse if I did any little thing incorrectly. And that still fucks me up to this day, because I look at my little brother and I think, well, he's doing something, really bad. He failed this grade or whatever. And at most you guys took away his Xbox for a week, I got grounded for 6 months at one point because I got a C- in first grade. And I wish that they would have some kind of backbone with my little brother, or at least she would, because she was a backbone 80% of the time. But she just kind of let it go. It still messes me up that she'd almost let go of her parental ways the second she had her second kid.
Mm-hmm.
That still messes me up, because even now, she still does things that a mother shouldn't do, or vice versa. She doesn't do things that a mother should do, and it's really weird, you know?
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. And then just because we're on a little roller coaster today, I just want to bring the mood back up. Just one very funny story that you guys remember of your mom. Like my mom was a funny person, like, in the moment. Like, my mom likes to make, like, stupid little jokes every now and then. Which is weird, because, like, she's such a serious person. You know? So she doesn't make jokes a lot. But when she does, like, I'm just kind of like, where'd that come from? You know? But I would say, like, my mom likes, like, to sneak up on people a lot. I think she does it a little bit more now that, like, I can remember with, like, Lily and stuff. She's a lot more, easygoing about stuff like that, but stuff like that. She wasn't, like, a prankster or anything, but I remember, like, she gets really into, like Halloween. We do our house, like, all the way for Halloween. She gets really, really into that and, like, figuring out how she can scare people coming up to the house and stuff. You know?
Right.
Like that. So, funny story, Ethan. What's one really funny story you remember of your mom?
Oh, I remember. I remember one time, my dad. We were kind of like, this was like the era when I was on YouTube, like that, like the main prankster dudes had came out. Like, if y'all were on YouTube at the time, like Roman Atwood and like that bald dude, like all the like OG pranksters that like everyone's like, oh shit, and like. I remember like it was like a simple one, like where you would get like, you know, because saran wrap's clear,
Mm-hmm.
and you wrap it around like where your face would be when you're walking through a door. And like I remember at 5, like I stayed up, like I went to sleep early, woke up extra early, because my dad was leaving early for work, and she didn't have work that day, so I knew she was gonna be the last one to get up. And my dad had like wrapped the thing around there, and I'm like I just kind of acted like I was asleep. And then she had got up to use the restroom or something. And she like when she was walking out the door, it was funny because she didn't like scream, so nobody was worried. But like she literally started freaking out and twirled, so she encapsulated herself instantly, and all you could hear was like just fucking moaning.
What the fuck?
No, like what the fuck? I just couldn't. And I had to let my grandma find her because I was like, I'm like dying laughing. I was like, I'm like, you have to see this shit, dude. I'm not even gonna go up there. I'm just laughing my ass off. And my grandma's a fucking like just a very like not aunt. She's like a very just woman. She's like, oh my god, Jennifer, what's going on? Like freaking out, and she's like, and she's like, poke a hole through it, like just like, dude, it was like zero survival instincts. Like if oh my god, Jesus, yeah, zero survival instincts.
Nice. Kendall?
God, there's so many moments I could think of. Can I go to Angel real quick?
Angel?
The one and only time we went to Turner Falls in Oklahoma, we were walking along the like the edge of the river, and we had to cross like this path, but it was covered in water. And this old couple in front of us goes, "Be careful, y'all! It's slippery." And my mom, she doesn't speak very good English, so she turned around and go, "What?" As she's turning, she slips and just like a full 180 just lands on her side. And the old couple's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" The old lady and the old man try to pick her up, and the old man goes, "Damn, my back." And we were all like, "Oh my god, no way, y'all just said that." And so we go over to help her. Between me, my dad, this old man, my little brother, and the old lady, it took us a solid like 4 or 5 minutes to get her up. And we were sitting there just laughing the entire time, because every time we like almost got her, she would slip again, or one of us would slip, and it was just like It was almost like a cartoon. It was like somebody would slip, and then somebody else would slip, and 5 minutes straight of us just slipping and falling, trying to get this woman up and out.
Damn. Kettle.
I thought of my story now.
Is it where she went to get milk and never came back, and you've been living on your own ever since?
Yeah, that's my dad. Anyways, but I remember this one time, me, my mom, my grandpa, we were out fishing in Chicago. It was like near this quarry. I remember the whole spot and everything. And we had a competition between us three, who could catch the biggest fish. And me being like 6 or 5 at the time, there's only so much big fish can catch. But so I was like this like little like I don't know, bass or a guppy, whatever. I don't know,
Bass?
fucking whatever. Bass, bass, whatever. Anyways, she caught whatever fucking fish it was. It's like a sparkly fish, pretty fish. But my grandpa though, he like pulled out this glorious. I'm not sure what the fuck it was. It was massive though. But and my mom, out of jealousy, she fucking like swung her fish around, hit my dad's fish off his hook. And the look my grandpa gave my mom, it was like, what the fuck? What'd you do?
Yeah, I would have been pissed. He had a big old fish.
And then my mom held my rod. I was like, count to 1.
10 to 1. Nah.
And she fucking tossed in that shit. And my grandpa's fish. That was probably the funniest shit I ever saw that year. But yeah, that was one I remember.
Nice, nice.
Everyone died on that boat.
Yeah, you're right.
We're still doing okay on time. So just
I don't like to hear that.
I know, but we are. But just one more little round. I'm just curious.
By curious?
No. What is one food?
What?
Bird.
I think the bird is bi-curious.
No, that bird is psychopathic. That's what it is.
Oh my god.
I can't see a bird. I just see a profile picture.
Bird is a word.
But what is one food that your mother makes that you ask her to make all the time? Like when you think of like your mom making something, what is it? My mom makes tamales.
We just like
Yeah.
Just
like shout.
just fire.
Go ahead.
Probably I ain't gonna lie. And it'd be like kind of the white people version. Not even the white people version. I just said it because she used hard shells. But my mom be making these tacos. I'm supposed to be smacking like with hard shell. Not ground beef is the meat. I know what you're probably thinking not that white. I'm just saying because the shells be hard.
Mhm.
But the meat, this should be good as fuck. And I'm not bland. Like I ain't gonna lie. I put like onion, cilantro, like sour cream. I put like cheese. I put hella shit in my shit. So
Nice. Anyone else?
I'm thinking of 2 things. I'll just go with this one. It's like
collard green and big feet.
Imagine it was though.
no. To be honest, I don't know what the fuck he said.
Collard green.
Collard greens and pig feet?
Big feet?
Pig feet.
Pig knuckles, whatever. Y'all know you like them all. But what does she make today? Like,
What the fuck? Anyways, no. It's these cabbage wrap pizzas like, and let me explain.
Huh?
So I'm going to explain,
cabbage
motherfucker.
pizza, is that what you said? No, I'm just making sure I heard you. It's cool. You
Heard.
can explain. I'm not going to tell you.
You
no, it's
heard
not.
me, but you hear me wrong. So let me explain to you, son.
Okay, cabbage pizza. Okay.
So what she
I'm
did
not
is do
hearing
like you give pepperoni, cheese, and sauce, and she would like wrap it up in like the cabbage. You could put like it's actually pretty good. And I keep trying to get her to keep for years and years and years. I'm trying to make her to get her to make it again. She's like, and every time she says yes, she never does it. For years, ever since.
I feel like you're schizophrenic
Ever-
and none of this is true.
Fuck you mean it's true? Little one of my core memories eating that shit.
You're just
my
talking to his
house.
wall like, hey mom, for 4 years straight. When are you going to make?
It's like I'm talking to a fucking wall.
It doesn't
she's
sound
been
real.
decomposing. Yeah, it sounds like your mom's just decomposing in the other room and you have not like found out. Like she's literally melted to the bed and you're just like, hey mom.
No, this is a very real. What? You have one, cat?
Yeah, I was gonna say the flatas that I make that you like, Angel.
Oh,
Mm.
Those are also my mother's, and my enchiladas.
secret ingredient.
The enchiladas I make that y'all like are also my mother's.
I can't think of a single food that I've asked my mother to make me
Bear.
ever because my mom, whenever she did used to make food, every day it was something different. You know, it was all the same stuff, but she had so many things to make, and it
So
was
it's
so
not
different.
like, you're not bored of it. You're like, okay, I can
Yeah.
do this.
Like, you know, one day it'd be like enchiladas with salsa verde and corn on the side, and then the next day it'd be like chile relleno. One thing that I have gotten tired of that I used to love having on special occasions though was tamales for sure.
Oh,
But everybody asks for them so often now. She always has tamales just laying around, so I've gotten tired of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good one. Anyone have anyone else? Anyone else's?
I guess come with the other thing I'm talking about. Like,
Because your first one was disgusting.
yeah,
it's-
cabbage pizza. That like, you couldn't pay me to even think about eating that.
You probably
actually-
could pay me, but it'd have to be. It has to be.
Do
a
you
good
smell
sum
like
of money.
cabbages?
It just doesn't sound appeasing.
Those things just don't go together.
Yeah,
It surprisingly does.
the first three fine,
Cheese
and then
pepperoni
cabbage.
does, but not cabbage with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah, cabbage and
Do y'all think that this white lady, I don't know what state she's from. I don't know. I think there's Sonics in other states in the South, but she put pickles in her Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah, I've
I've heard of that.
How we feel about that? I feel like Dr. Pepper shouldn't be tampered with, but
No, it should be. I saw that. I've been seeing that go around.
I don't know, but it sounds like one of those pregnancy what Kendall just
Yeah.
described right there sounds like a pregnancy craving. Maybe
yeah.
that's why she made it, was because she was just kind of.
It's like you were in
That's
the
very
womb and I used to
much
get down on some cabbage pizza. You're like, what the fuck is cabbage pizza?
Anyways, but she also this is what she learned from my grandma. I just can never reproduce from any of them. But oatmeal, right? It's a very specific way she makes them. She adds, the ingredients of it is like cinnamon, sugar, butter. That's all it is. But they make it in such a specific way that I cannot replicate. I can't ask my grandma because she's fucking bit the dust. I can't. I can ask my mom as many times as I want. She can show me as many times, give me the measurements. It'll never taste the same. I don't know how to do it. It'll never taste the same.
It's
I
just
think
the
that's
touch people have.
Yeah, that's just something that like always happens. Like
Yeah, like a snack that my mom got me into was
Goldfish.
like sliced cucumber with lime, salt, and tahini.
Oh,
The way she made it was always delicious. The way I made it was also delicious, but it was never quite what she made it.
yeah, you just can't replicate it. It's like a special power that they have.
That's Michelle Obama, Kendall. She probably could tell you.
I thought it was Michael, but okay.
No, yeah, it's a dude, but I'm just trying to be nice.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that pretty much wraps us up. Who's doing the wheel today?
I don't know about my back.
Who's doing?
Ethan's getting his back blown out, but I can pull up the wheel. The things work. I think it works now.
Does it, or do you have your notifications on your computer again like last time?
Angel, oh,
I'm
feed
really
you.
pissing myself and I can't stop.
Does
Don't do
anyone have
that.
Any last words about Mother's Day?
Some mothers should be okay with one Mother's Day. I don't understand why some of them get two.
Agreed. Fuck your 2 days. Pick one and be happy with it.
Yes.
If you're expecting 2 Mother's Days, like you
Go fuck yourself.
should have had kids.
Where's Children's Day? Shit, day for the children.
Yeah, what the fuck's Children's Day?
Where's my
Mexican
day?
kids have a Children's Day.
I mean,
Never celebrated.
It's called your birthday. That's Children's Day, whatever. But sure, whatever.
No, there's an actual Children's Day where you give your nieces, nephews, and like son or daughters, you give them $50 a pop. You're supposed to,
Nice.
but because it's so expensive here in the United States, you don't give them anything.
And if they're bad, you just send them to Jared from Subway and he takes care of them.
Oh God, spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel.
Spinning the wheel.
Magic corn. If it lands on Angel, that'd be funny.
Why the fuck would you say that? Oh, thank God.
I feel like we should spin it again.
No.
Alright.
See,
Fine. Okay. Anyway, make sure you guys check out next week's episode so that y'all can see that train wreck of a fucking episode, because Kendall will be hosting. Make sure you guys follow all of our socials as well. Make sure if you guys are following us on YouTube, you have your notifications on so you guys know when it comes out. We post every Wednesday. You guys can find this podcast on Spotify and YouTube. You guys can find us on pretty much all socials. And we will see all of you guys next week. Oh, and leave your Mother's Day stories,
Comments.
their names, whatever it is, questions that you guys have in the comments.
Addresses,
No.
all
Addresses,
those
maiden
kinds of
names,
things.
No.
Yeah, all that good
security
stuff.
cards.
If
Yeah.
you would like to share
Yearly
your
income
mother's
before taxes.
first name, then you can share your mother's first name with us, and that is it. But other than that, put them below. We'll do an episode on them. And we'll see all of y'all next week. Loose, stop.
Goodbye.